I usually wake up around 7 a.m. each day, and at the weekends I like to have a nice lie-in and wake up at around 8:30 a.m. Once I'm fully awake, I go to the toilet and wash my hands. I have a nice long shower and wash my hair. And then I brush my teeth. Then I put some water in the jug and I make myself a lovely British cup of tea. Go to the toilet again. Then I put some laundry on. Once I've hung my washing out, I go to the fridge and I pour myself an ice cold glass of filtered water. Then I put the glass in the dishwasher, put it on, and then it's time for an afternoon walk. As you can see, it's a lovely day. Only a few scattered clouds and a bright blue sky. You might also see that I live in a rural area. This means that we are not connected to the mains water supply. Instead, we rely on 3 large tanks. The tanks are filled by rain and water runoff from the gutters and drains. As it's such a lovely day, there is no rain. And if there's no rain for a while, the tanks get rather empty. So we do have to ration or be mindful of our water consumption, especially in the hotter, drier months. To the east of our property are the steep banks down to the Waihu River. Although this beautiful spot looks like a great place to source water from, ecological surveys have shown a very high number of E. coli present in the waters. As such, it's just nice to look at. After my walk, I'm rather thirsty, so I'll grab a cold bottle of sparkling water from the fridge. Another toilet stop, and now it's time to cook dinner, cooking my peas. Young women and children often wake between 4 and 5 a.m. every day to collect water before the harsh sun peaks. For many, it is over a 30-minute walk to get water, but for some, it is up to 5 miles one way. As collecting water takes up such time, women are often late for work and are therefore let go, leaving them with no job. For the young women and children, this means less or no time for education. Even once they've collected water, there is no guarantee that it is safe to drink. They must boil the water they wish to drink, but that means that they must have a fire, which means wood, which means money. The women and children do not just collect the water to drink, however. Water collected must also be used to bathe, cook, clean clothes, as well as drink. The trek to get water is often dangerous in itself. Vulnerable young women walking alone at 4 a.m, the threat not only by wild animals such as hyenas, but also mankind. Sexual assault is common in these young women just out to get their water for their families. If the villagers are lucky enough to have a well in the town, they must hope that it is deep enough that it doesn't dry up. Many women are forced to dig trenches for pipes in the hope of finding water, except with only short wells, the water is not safe to drink. They will, however, drink it anyway. If young women and children are lucky, they might have access to education. If they safely make it back from gathering water on time, they may attend classes. However, after such a morning, there is very little energy left for learning. Often classes are no more than a few benches surrounded by thatched branches to create some kind of barricade for privacy. Children are sometimes asked to bring in some water from home to help settle dust after sweeping the floors and to drink throughout the day. Let's now move on for a moment to talk toilets. In many parts of Africa, these do not exist, especially in the way that we view them. For some, a bathroom may be an outhouse used by 15 or more families. It may be a pit latrine. In those less fortunate, there may not be a safe private space. This in itself is a danger for young women and children who may opt to go to the toilet late at night or in the early hours of the morning, so as to afford more privacy. However, they are then at a higher risk of physical violence and rape. These issues of lacking privacy, as well as decent provisions for hygiene and sanitation, fall hardest on the female population, the issues only women face, menstruation and pregnancy, both incredibly vulnerable times for women. UNICEF estimates that almost 50% of primary schools in the least and less developed countries do not have adequate sanitation or water on school grounds. Moreover, schools that do have facilities struggle to maintain them due to recurrent costs for soap and repairs. For females, this can be particularly uncomfortable during their monthly menstruation. If toilets exist, they might not have locks, or be separate from the boys' toilets. They may not be clean or have means for disposal of sanitary products. If there is water available on school grounds, it may be a long way from the toilets, making it difficult to discreetly wash blood off of hands and clothing. Now for some facts. 6 kilometres. That's the average round trip for collecting water. 20 litres. That's the average container a woman carries on her head or back, often causing neck, back pain, early onset arthritis, and other permanent lasting damage. 15 litres. That's considered the bare minimum of water required per person per day. So let's just say there are 4 people in your family. That's 60 litres minimum needed a day, which is 3 trips each day just for water. Looking at these stark differences, which would you prefer? And are you now more thankful that you get clean, safe water every single time you turn on a tap?